I have been going through so many changes recently, whether it's mentally, like internally or externally. It's been happening and it's been kind of intense. I really do love changing, and I feel like growth and changes are so life-giving, but it's been as exciting as it has been uncomfortable. I've just been so anxious recently. It's really uncomfortable going out of things or just reacclimating to a new life. I feel like, I don't know, just it's external and internal. Like, just so many things have been changing, and it's been definitely a lot, especially for a person who has a lot of anxiety. I feel like my first instinct is always to like find a distraction, whether it's watching The Summer I Turned Pretty or watching YouTube videos or anything. Whenever I'm feeling uncomfortable, my first reaction is usually to pick up my phone or seek a distraction, especially recently. I really want to try and work on sitting with how I feel, and it sounds so simple and obvious, but it's hard. It's really hard, and it's really uncomfortable, but it's also uncomfortable to keep pushing things down and not really getting to the bottom of the emotions that are coming up. So tonight's a night where my anxiety is especially heightened. I'm feeling very sad, just kind of the works, and I don't want to sit and try and like dissect everything that I'm feeling, but I also at the same time do feel like I want to get some of this, like, things that are in my head out. So I'm gonna take some time and do some journaling, and then I'm gonna do some yoga to really get myself out of my body. I've noticed that my like yoga meditation practice has been a lot more part of my daily routine than it has been in a really long time. I definitely go through phases where I'm doing yoga and like meditating every day. Sometimes it's every 3 days, sometimes it's once every other month. Like it truly goes through phases. I notice that when I am meditating and doing yoga so much, I feel like I'm growing a whole lot more. I'm sitting with my feelings. It also teaches me so much about how to react to things. So yeah, I feel like I have so much going on in my head. I just want to get out of my body, and then kind of after doing that, return to a place of neutrality, just because I feel like I'm really craving that. I'm trying to appreciate all the emotions that come with life and just do the things that are good for me. Do the good things, I guess. I feel a lot better. I did some really good journaling, and I just felt so relieved, and like I could literally take a breath for the first time in hours. I'm so glad that I did that. Again, normally I would have popped on a show or even like listened to music or like a podcast and like painted. Like even that at a certain point became a form of like suppression, I guess. But anyways, feeling so much better now. I'm so grateful that I did that. I'm in my little makeshift little pottery studio right now. It's in a shed at my house. My dad is an art teacher, and he gets free access to pottery stuff, and this literally got set up today. So I was feeling better, but I was like, I still definitely have a lot of things going on in my brain, so I wanted to throw some clay and feel better. I am trying to make a matcha bowl, a matcha bowl right now. yeah, after feeling really heavy all day today, I'm excited to spend some time with myself doing some art. Yeah, being a beginner is definitely weird, but I don't know, how many times when you're 20 something do you really get to be a beginner, and do you really get to like step outside of your comfort zone, try new things? I feel like letting, I don't know, embarrassment get in the way, or like feeling stupid. I feel like that really gets in the way a lot, but I don't know, moving past that is very like freeing thing. Hello. I'm feeling a little bit on edge. I have an interview in like less than 15 minutes. I'm hanging out in front of the little coffee shop before I go in. I kind of would love to be a barista. It's always sounded so fun to me. So I'm actually very excited. It's a little interesting getting excited about being a barista when I have a college degree, but that is the climate that we're in. For a little bit of context, I just graduated university like 3 months ago, and like right after I graduated, a couple days after, literally, I started an internship for 3 months that I recently completed 2 weeks ago. So now I'm in the job market again. Being a recent grad, it kind of just feels like you're trying to keep your head afloat every moment that you're alive. But I had 2 interviews. Well, this is one of them, but I've had 2 interviews since I've like concluded my internship, and one of them went pretty well. It's like for a job in my major, but to be honest, I don't really know if I am very excited about it. If they offer me the job, I'll take it because I think it's like really good experience and like something that I would enjoy doing. But I kind of just want to like figure out my life a little bit, and like I wouldn't mind being a barista and making good tips, figuring things out, having like a little bit more mental capacity for other things. But anyways, I should probably head inside because my interview's in, it's in 13 minutes. I feel like I'm usually pretty good at interviews, but I think it's kind of inevitable to not have like a little bit of jitters. I will update when I get back. Hey, it went well. The interview went pretty well. It was, I hate when people pull up to me as I'm trying to have my little podcast sesh, but interview went well. I'm used to interviewing for not like corporate, but like more adult jobs where they're like, what is a time in which you encounter people from a different culture and how did you like adapt to it? Or just like questions like that, like more like, tell me about a time, like just questions where I really have to be like, okay, let me really construct my answer and like answer this very like, be very well spoken, things like that. But that interview, she literally was like, what are you reading right now? Like, what do you like to do for fun? Like, I don't know. It was very interesting, just very different from what I'm used to. It lasted literally 10 minutes. The interview was at 11:30, and I was like calling my boyfriend by 11:40. Yeah, it was really, really quick. We'll see. She said that she's interviewing one other person tomorrow, so we'll see if I get it. Now I'm at Trader Joe's because I'm gonna do a little bit of grocery shopping, trying to eat very healthy, so I'm excited. I don't know, I really love grocery shopping. I love like picking out like healthy foods and planning out my meals. And then there's also a half-priced book literally across the street, so I think I need to go. On an incredible adventure, and I went on this amazing hike which ended up taking almost 8.5 hours to complete, including a little bit of rest time at the top. Like I shared earlier, this week has been a little bit more emotional and I've been feeling a little bit more anxious and sad than I'm used to, so I made a promise to myself that I would go spend some quality time in nature and boy did I do that, because it took up pretty much the entire day. This elevation had me genuinely dripping in sweat, which I'm definitely not used to, but it was absolutely worth it because the view was breathtaking and the swim at the very top was incredibly refreshing. Hey, it is Saturday today. I kind of skipped a day of filming yesterday because I was just recovering from my oh so long hike on Thursday and I was feeling a little bit sad. All that I did yesterday was I sat around and painted and did a little bit of editing, did a little bit of reading. It wasn't super glamorous and I just didn't end up picking up the camera. But I wanted to give a little bit of an update on my pottery. You guys saw me the first time that I was attempting spinning and I wanted to show you some of my creations so far. This was my first successful little matcha bowl. And I feel like it turned out so cute. I'm really proud of it. I kind of like the marbling on the bottom. It was from not mixing my clay all the way, but I think it adds a little bit of character, which I really love. And I think it's like the perfect size. I'm obsessed with how she turned out. When I was throwing, I didn't do a very good job of getting the extra slip off of the little pieces. So I have to do a lot of like trimming and adjusting, but I think that this is gonna be such a cute little teacup that I can drink my matcha out of. And then this is an actual mug. This really desperately needs to be trimmed down, but I love the shape. I love how like shallow and just like cute she is. The handle is definitely a little bit smaller, but I think it's perfect either way. And then I ended up throwing another little matcha bowl. This one's definitely a little bit smaller. But I was like, I want to throw a couple, in case anything happens in the kiln. Also, I think that like giving my friends and loved ones pottery is such a sweet and personal gift. So having some extras can always be gifted. And then I made this other cute little bowl and I carved a little like foot inside, which I think is really sweet. Yeah, Okay, well, we're down a piece. That is totally okay. That's so funny. Yeah, you know, again, practicing non-attachment. That is, yeah, okay, I'm just gonna move on. Thank you so much for watching this video. I am probably gonna spend a chunk of today remaking that and just making some more pottery. I cannot believe that I just totally dropped that just now. It's, yeah, shattered all over. But thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed spending this little week in my life with me, and I hope to see you in a video very soon. Bye!